Hey everybody, what's up? My name's Maddie and welcome to Delish Ish, where we're giving you some ideas for Rona-ready meals using things you already have on hand or you can grab at the store easily before we all got locked down like zoo animals. Because exactly what we need right now is yet another internet cooking show. Today, we're gonna take a stab at COVID Cottage Pie. An untraditional take on this UK classic is scrumptious, sticks to your ribs, feeds a family, and with some luck, you'll have a glorious single wiper, saving some new currency of Rona world, toilet paper. Alright, first we're gonna put on the music of your choice and peel and dice up a few potatoes. You can adjust the amounts of just about everything in this dish, which is one of the reasons why it's so fantastic. Just think of most recipes as a friendly suggestion rather than a hard blueprint. Except baking, that is science, son. Fill a pan with cold water and drop in your potatoes to start boiling. Starting with cold water first cooks the potatoes evenly rather than dropping them into an already boiling pot. While the potatoes boil, grate about 2 to 3 cups of cheddar cheese or use any cheese you might have on hand. No time to be a picky little pilgrim. Set about half a cup aside for the topping later. Next, we're going to add half a cup of lentils and 1.5 cups of homemade veggie broth to a saucepan. You can use whatever broth or bouillon you like or have, but if you save your veg trash and protein bones, you can make homemade broth for free. BT dubs, it is a 1-to-3 ratio lentils to liquid for these guys. Bring that to a boil, cover and simmer between 15 to 25 minutes. These will give added protein to your cottage pie as well as help stretch the ground beef we're about to get started. Once your potatoes are as tender as an Al Green song, drain them and dump them back in the pot. Add some butter, minced garlic or garlic powder, salt, and white or black pepper, seasoning to taste. You can use a masher if you like a little texture in your mashers, but we like ours smooth for this and they're easier to spread, so we will whip them. Whip them good. Throw in some heavy cream or milk that is close to expiring, then whip until bebe smooth. Toss in your grated cheese, remembering to set aside some for topping and fold it into your mashers. Set aside and do not stick your in them, it's not that kind of a party. Drain your lentils and be sure to save that broth for our saucy sauce we will create in our meat. Set the broth and lentils aside with your potatoes. Next, heat a large sauté pan over medium to medium-high heat and throw in your ground beef. Keep it chunky and leave it alone. We are gonna brown that and get a good caramelization on it before we break it up. Color equals flavor, baby. Do some double duty while we brown the beef and dice up 1/3 of an onion. Any color will work. Now, flip your beef over and oh, look at that glorious color. Make your mouth water. Get all that flipped, grab your masher and beat that meat. It's much easier than breaking it up with a wooden spoon. Remove the beef with a slotted spoon because we are going to use that fat to saute up those diced onions. Set your beef aside. Add a little olive oil because we didn't get as much fat as I thought we would, and throw in your onions. Don't worry about those brown bits in the bottom of the pan, that's a good thing. Flavor like a bastard that we will deglaze and get all up into a sauce in just a bit. Once you've got some good color on those onions, add some minced garlic and saute for a minute or 2. Keep your eye and nose on it, you don't want the garlic to burn. Season a bit more with salt and pepper and add some old ass 2-buck chuck red wine to start a sauce and scrape all those brown bits up. Okay, get all that flavor up from the bottom and let that simmer a bit and get to know one another. Now add your lentils and the broth you set aside earlier. Toss in the ground beef and give it all several healthy dashes of Worcestershire for some good old umami. Add a little salt and pepper to taste, and while that marries together, let's chop some fresh rosemary and thyme. If you don't have fresh, no worries, dry is fine. Add your herbs to the meat mix and give it a stir. Add about 1.5 cups of broth of your choosing to the sauce because this dried out faster than I f***ing anticipated, and now add some Jenny and Forest. That's frozen peas and carrots. Fresh would probably be better, but we haven't planted ours yet because we didn't foresee the apocalypse. Either cooking down or throwing in a slurry mix of H2O and cornstarch, which is what we did. Simmer a bit longer for maximum flavor orgy, then start building your pie. Spoon the meat mix into the bottom of a large casserole dish and spread evenly, not you, the meat. With a rubber spatula, caress those cheesy mashers in an even layer across that meat. Top with the grated cheese you set aside earlier, and add some sprinkles of Parmesan because why the f*** not? Use a fork to scrape some texture into the top so it will brown and crisp up once it hits the oven. Speaking of, do some lunges and throw that heavy bastard into a 400-degree oven for 20 to 30 minutes. Once it starts looking amazing and bubbly around the edges, broil that shit on high for a few minutes, getting all that glorious cheese and potatoes so crispy and delish, you'll slap your parents for not making this for you. Let it cool for around 10 minutes before diving in, because that shit is like lava. And there you have it. Hearty and healthy COVID cottage pie. Using some easy to get ingredients and a few things you have on hand and might even use before they expire, you too can enjoy some Delish Ish.